So have you guys registered your boat?
I just got my IHRA membership today. I didn't register.
I don't think I haven't even. I still got to do all that.
Well, you better do it, dude, because I read something that says if you're not registered by this date, it's closing or something. And then later on, it said PWC. So I thought, well, maybe that just applies to personal watercraft, right? The jet ski.
Yeah,
I think they're doing the jet skis too at the races now before every race. I heard something about that.
Back to the P1 days. That's maybe what we should have done with you guys is put you on a jet ski.
Jet skis.
We'd probably be fast.
Nah.
So you guys trashed the C1 or whatever that class boat was, and you got a victory your dad was trying to get, and then it didn't come through, and so now you got another one. Yep. Now you're scrambling to be able to race.
Yeah. I gave the boat a bath yesterday. She got there. So
yeah, I saw it. Looked like they had some scrapings on the bottom or something. Or was that just the wrap that came off? Or
that's just how the paint was.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
going back, I can't hear.
You're what? You're gonna drive down with Neil now, Cameron?
I think that's the plan. I think Neil's.
You should be there in like 2 weeks.
I thought about riding the Amtrak, but it took a long time. The train to get down.
I know, but the train's got to be faster than driving with Neil.
Nah, if I took the train tomorrow, I get there on Sunday because it stops in Chicago for like 40 hours.
Chicago, holy shit. That's the wrong direction. So maybe
it
is quicker with Neil.
I'm like, what?
So Neil's driving.
I guess. I mean, I'll find out. I did this road trip in the Jayco. That took forever.
Yeah. Well, this will be just as long, I think. So what do you tell us about the boat, Owen? You know where it came from, and
I mean, it was built in
jackhammer boat.
No, not the old jackhammer boat. The same boat, but different team. It was the Big East Ray Marine boat.
Oh, that's right.
Built in Dubai, came from Canada, and it just got here yesterday. So,
what are they doing, or do they have a new boat, or
they have a 2026 Victory. They have the same boat that Moxie has.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The old ones are better, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't really seen much performance out of the 2026 ones yet, but I guess we'll see.
Yeah. So are you excited to be in a bigger boat versus that small, stupid boat that who was it? Wicked something or
Wicked Powerboats.
Well, I know the guy's name. I was just trying to stay out of personally calling people out, but I think it's called Wicked Boats, isn't it, or something like that?
Yeah.
Now he drives digging deep. Digging deep. He's digging deep already. Digging a deep hole.
Yeah.
Boats are going to be out there.
So how much work do you got to do on the boat? Get the engine on it?
It came not fully stripped, but there's definitely some components that we need to add. And our motors should be here soon, but we just need to get the whole boat rigged, and then motors are kind of our last worry.
So they took all the rigging and everything out, and you got to redo all that?
Not all of it, but they left the screens, the aim, mostly all the technical stuff, but we got to not rewire it, but for the engines, the throttles, and all that type of stuff.
Right. Well, so when do you think you'll be able to practice? And when's the race? The race is
next
week from this weekend?
Yeah, the 27th through the 29th.
You ain't getting any practice in. Who you getting?
We'll practice.
You might get out there Thursday or Friday before the race, at the
Yeah.
race or something. Yeah. But it's gonna, hopefully those engines arrive.
Yeah. That's, I mean, we just need to get the boat. We have to get it wrapped still, too. So,
So we heard that they're putting the 2 Class 1 boats together in the pits. I guess Ralph the parking Nazi works for them, and I don't know who he told that. Either one of the 2 Class 1 teams. I think it was the X South boat now. So tell me what questions you guys have about this racing season. Is this less, like, less information that you've ever had going in, or more information? You know what the hell's going on? Because I don't know anybody else does.
no. Definitely less.
Yeah, they don't tell. The only information we get from the series is in those emails, and it's not even anything like pertaining to the course, the actual race itself. It's just like safety divers, who the new sponsors are. Just
So who are the new sponsors?
I think they got Monster.
Well, that's not new.
Well, no, Monster just officially announced they're gonna sponsor the whole season of IHRA.
Okay.
I
would say they announced that when they hired Thomas Covington Jr. That was all just good. That was whole part of the P1 deal. So there's really nothing new there.
Yeah.
Right? Monster. So who are new sponsors that they've announced? I don't get those emails. I guess I'm on the blacklist.
I mean, they just got the new safety diver. They've been announcing a bunch of safety teams. I think they just announced that they're doing the VIP section at the St. Pete Pier. Did you get that, Owen?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like the last email I got from them, and it didn't even pertain any information about the race. Just where to pay.
Well, hopefully we'll show up and it'll be good, huh?
That's what
you guys could win your first race.
Hopefully. St. Pete would be a fun one to win, too.
Oh, yeah.
I think you need to do kind of like your dads did last year. You need to, I mean, I know you've raced before. You've been in the start. That's what Kevin, who's, driving with Billy Moore now, I just told him, I said, dude, just look at this year as, he's never even been in a start before. You guys have been in many starts, so you're ahead of the curve, but you're with a lot of boats out there, and
yeah,
I think that
I think this year there'll be 15 or more.
So we're there like last year. I know that when Greg showed up, and I know that like the Demon Bikini, when they haven't raced before in that class, they make you start like the second lineup or something. What do you guys think they're gonna, throw on you as the new guys? Do you think they're gonna?
No, they shouldn't be able to put. They shouldn't be able to put us in the back of the pack, since I think it's required that you have 3 or 4 like race starts.
Yeah.
Then you're not considered a rookie. You only need to start at the back of the pack if you have a rookie.
Yeah.
So that I know that class has a special like team, group association, or they kind of have their own rules and stuff, and they want you to join their group and pay these fees. Have you guys done any of that, or are you aware of it yet?
Nope.
No, they haven't
not that yet, but
So who's the head dude at that? It's not Ryan Beckley, because he's APBA. So there's got to be somebody at IHRA or it's Superstock, right?
Yeah.
So who's the last rep, or who's the head cheese there?
I don't know who took over Ryan's spot, but I mean, hopefully it's someone actually, and I hope it's not a racer is the thing.
Yeah.
Well, I think it probably is, right?
Yeah.
I think it's Sean, or I think it's that Chad, or the Celsius guy, or there's like, I mean, I know Greg could tell you who who it is who, approached him and kind of laid out the rules, and this is the way it's going to work for you. But to be honest with you, I didn't pay that much attention because, it's just, you're going to have to do whatever they, want you to do, or they'll pee on your face in the urinals or something. Be prepared, boys.
I know. I feel
Parker really wasn't part of the race team last year. He's got nothing to say.
Hey,
He just keeps stroking his beard.
how many boats are out there this year?
For what?
Stock.
Super
For
stock?
your class, how many boats do you think will be? Because you got you guys, and I know there's other new boats too in your class, right?
Yeah.
So it's like 16 or 18, or it's going to be a big
something
number.
right around that.
So what? You guys will all start, or they'll do two separate starts again, or
I mean,
in Key West, they had one half of the fleet go to the inside of a yellow buoy, and then the other half had to go around the outside of it. So that's how they kind of control the starts with that many boats.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to have to do a double start. That's just, there's no way you can line 18 boats up next to each other, especially on some of these courses. They're so small and they're close to like the pier. I think St. Pete's close to the pier, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, in St. Pete back in like 2000, they used to have a start of like almost 35 production class boats.
Serious?
Yeah. They didn't really have a start limit back then.
I think it would be better to have like 2 heats.
Yeah.
And then the winners of those heats, or the top 5 or 6 of each one, then you'd have 12, because 16 boats is a lot of boats.
Yeah, especially going into turn 1 at any
And
race.
again, the guys that have to go on the outside of the yellow buoy, that's a longer course, right?
Yeah.
So they're handicapped in a way anyway.
Yeah. But
So, I don't know.
I mean, I think, are they going to make us do qualifying again this year, Owen?
I don't think Superstock's been doing qualifying.
what's the top speed of you guys' boat? What's the top speed of Superstock?
Probably right around 125.
The top, fastest they go, 125.
That's probably it. That's probably the if you're gonna see a top speed in a race, it will probably be around right there.
And it'll probably be Lake of the Ozarks.
Yeah.
How fast in St. Pete do you think you'll go? Top.
Maybe like 115.
Yeah.
110.
And why do you say Lake of the Ozarks? Just because it's smoother there, not as rough?
Yeah, it's so flat there. And
we'll watch you on the IHRA live stream, because I ain't going to Lake of the Ozarks.
Yeah, with their drones.
I've had my fill of Lake of the Ozarks.
Yeah.
What about Michigan City if it's rough? How fast do you think you'll go?
Probably like 70.
Yeah.
You guys are all scared of Michigan City, huh?
It gets rough there.
Yeah.
Really rough.
It'll get bumpy there.
So have either of you ever driven a Superstock Cat?
No.
I've driven stuff similar to it, but not the Superstock.
Yeah. I've never been in an actual Superstock boat. I've driven bigger cats before, but I've never been in an actual Superstock boat. I heard they're like go-karts. Everyone tells me that's in the bigger classes. They're like, dude, those things are like go-karts. They handle so good, but there's like, you just feel everything on your ass. So it's like, if you mess up, you're done.
And so most of the boats are Victories or Doug Wrights or MTIs, right? Those are the 3. So do you know how many MTIs there are and how many Doug Wrights and how many Victories? Is it like a third, and a third? Or
no, I think there's only one MTI, right?
The Sean's old MTI got bought by Mercury Racing or something, so I don't think it's going to be racing anymore.
Yeah,
but there's definitely a majority of them are Doug Wrights. And
yeah,
the Victories, because the Victories are a little bit harder to come by.
They got
They're
They
more
got the
money.
Fazos now too, right?
I don't know about price wise, but I know they're a little bit more rare just because Victory hasn't been producing boats recently.
Right.
So
I know they're starting to bring in those Fazos too, right?
yeah, that's what the firm is.
Yeah, isn't that like it's like a copy and paste of the Victory, right? Just a little different.
I mean, I'm sure it's based off the same thing. They pretty much all are.
Yeah.
And then Owen, you're driving the Super V with Blind
The
River Bar Buddy.
The Mod V,
Mod
Louisiana.
V with
Yep.
what's his name?
Dustin.
Yeah. Right. So have you guys been in that boat at all?
I did some testing. Me and my dad went out together, but Dustin, he lives up in Louisiana, so it's hard to get him down here always.
So it'll be his first will be the races.
Yep.
Uh,
So
First for everything.
you're going to be risking your life a lot.
I trust him. I mean,
Yeah.
got to show up for Louisiana.
You're on the throttles, right? So you can
Yeah.
slow down.
Yep.
Yeah.
Have you ever throttled that boat before, Owen?
Yeah, that thing's fun. That's a fun boat and a fun class.
In a race?
Not in a race, no, but I mean, can't be that much different.
Yeah.
Do you think it'll be weird going from the V bottom to the cat?
Yeah, I mean, definitely with having two separate drivers and
Right.
just how they react a lot differently, I'm gonna have to switch my mindset a little bit.
Right. Yeah. Well, Park, you got any other questions for him? What do you guys think about what do you guys think about your class 1, your dad's chances this year and how that's going to go?
I think they're pretty high. I think Gene said he's going to release the boat a little bit more this year than last year. So,
he's been throttling us back.
Yeah.
That little son of a bitch. Okay.
They haven't tested at all. So I think, who knows? I guess we'll see in St. Pete.
Yeah, they definitely got a fast boat, so they just got to keep it consistent.
What boat do you think's faster, Owen, for real? The Victory or the MTI?
I think in a straight line and top speed wise, I'd go the MTI 100%. But overall, I mean the Victories have just proven themselves better.
Yeah,
they've been proven since Class 1 back in 2000. So you just you kind of can't beat that. But the MTI is definitely fast.
Yeah.
I know that after last year, the other team, they wanted to put 6s and take the Ames outdrives off.
I heard about that.
Because they said that you can't trim the boat enough to keep the nose down or something.
Yeah. The number 6s have more trim angle versus a straight cut drive.
Yeah, but again, it's obviously the old DeFalco boat was kicking everybody's ass by a long way, and it didn't have the 6s on it. So to me, a lot of it is, and Billy Moore, who's going to drive the boat now. It's funny how our old driver and throttleman will be in DeFalco's boat, and Billy Moore will be in, our boat. And Rolf's working with them, and they both know the boats better than we do. And again, whether it's where they're putting the weight or, using the trim less, and I don't know, but they know because they kicked everybody's ass. So I think it'll be pretty interesting with the 2X boats working against the rest of the field, whoever that may be. I don't even know who's actually going to show up.
Yeah.
How many boats are there right now? Class 1.
Well, I think there's 8, maybe 9 or 10.
Yeah.
I know that there's a couple of guys that when I was looking for a new team, they have orders in for MTIs or other boats, and they know that they weren't going to get it until next year. So they wanted to jump in, but again, they didn't offer me any assistance, right? It was like, we'll drive your boat. I'm like, okay. So I got in a boat, pay for it. And like, you guys are the lucky sperm kids, It's like in business. It's like, dude, if you look at it, and it's like, dude, I'll reverse you. If that's a fair deal, let's just swap and see how you feel about it. And you would look at it and say, yeah, no, right? This is all one way. There's no partnership happening here. So Kevin, and again, I think things work out in life in the long run for different reasons. Your boat didn't work out, so now you're moving up into what I would consider a better class anyway than fighting in this new class, right? You did that to kind of help APBA in this new class, and you basically got abused like I've been abused, right? You keep dumping money into it, you keep flipping, and then the guy who built it says, oh, let me show you how to drive it, and he flips it. I mean, you couldn't make this shit up, right? So, anyway, having Billy, and again, I think the two teams that we have now together will get along, very well. And I think the opportunities better than it was historically. Obviously, last year was disappointing because of a lot of things. The new association, it was like a brand new baby, and they killed it. Why would you have a baby and kill it, right? That's at least leave it up for adoption or something, give it a chance. But I have my own theory that this was all prearranged, and IHRA was sitting there waiting for somebody to prove to them that they could get the boats to go race with them. Right. And how do you prove that? Well, you form a new association and you get everybody to join it. And it looks like, nobody had any intention of that ever surviving. Oh, except me, the only dumbass in the room that believed everybody. Everybody else already had plan B lined up. And when we showed that, it was possible for all of us to make a move, then, IHRA, the risk was gone. It's like, hey, we got boating now too. So, let's see how they do jet skis, go-karts, drag racing, oval dirt, they're into everything. But
horses now, I heard.
Horses?
I heard they're in horses.
Yeah. Well, good for them.
Well,
anyway, maybe we can take the turbine boat to a horse race and light it up and help them in some ways. But anyway, I think that it'll be an interesting year, and I think RWO's, UIM move and APBA move it's all predictable, and all of these guys, with the exception of Daryl Cuttle, who I've never met, they're not spending any money, right? The only time even RWO spent money was in Chicago, and they're not doing it again.
Yeah.
That kind of says it all right there. I sponsored and believed in that race and still do. I think it's, a venue that can rival any spot just because of the history of the city, the lake right there, the population, the setup.
The setup there was like the cool, like that was next to Key West, like way you could view.
That had to be like my top favorite race besides Key West. And a lot of racers said that too. Like they love Chicago, and then.
And I think there was only 36 boats. There was, not a lot of boats, but it made it the perfect first year. And if you had 98 boats and you didn't have lay of the land, it would have been a lot more difficult. But the additional space and additional cost, and I think it's the future. But what do I know? So IHRA. I think we're doing 4 events, and then RWO, I think we're doing 3 or 4. Split it up, and our schedule is subject to change at a moment's notice. We're going to do whatever the hell we want, depending on how we get treated and how the whole deal goes. If it's a waste of our money, then we'll stop going to whoever's events are wasting our money. And all the teams that we work with, including your boat and the other boat in your class, Greg, you guys are free to go. You go to Lake of the Ozarks. You can go any races. I'm not restricting anybody's ability, and even the new pro class 1 team, they can take the boat, go wherever they want. But as a team, the green boats announced theirs, subject to change. We got the turbine boat doing opposite end stuff, and JJ and Nick will be running that, and you guys will probably be tagging around somewhere. Parker will be at home in his cabin running something. I don't know what he's doing.
Yeah, people don't know we ran the whole live stream for RWO last year after Michigan City. After all,
they want to run their own live stream. They think they can do better. That's what they've told me. So,
well, I can tell you, I know IHRA has $1 million budgeted for all their races. I don't know if it's not enough, but
for all of them,
helicopter, yeah. For media and streaming, so it's like, okay, and good luck. But however much, I don't know.
Well, if they said they're gonna have, didn't they say they were gonna have 6 helicopters? Isn't that the whole budget right there? Basically.
Be a lot of. I don't think you're gonna have helicopters.
I mean, you don't need 6 helicopters. At the most to film, you would need 2, but I don't think they're going to have any helicopters from what I know. I think they're going to do drones and stationary cameras and maybe stuff on boats. But as we found out over the last 5 years, you can do as much as you want. You can spend a shit ton of money. It's about, kind of dialing it in and knowing what's a waste of money, what you can do, what you can't do. And again, we learned a lot over 5 years, spend a lot of money. And anyway, obviously, other people think there's other better ways to do it. So we're going to be watching, and we're going to do, hopefully. And again, we don't know if it was like last year, we could plan and have confidence to do stuff, but where we don't know where they're going to put us, we don't know how much space we have. We don't even know what vehicles we can take. We don't know if we can have a food truck there cooking. We don't know anything. So it makes it hard to, pay somebody a bunch of money to show up and cook in the pits when they say you can't be in the pits. So I'm sure they're having a tough time scrambling around trying to get their first race off the ground, and, communication would be better, but it's like the last thing that they're worried about. They know people show up that want to show up and race and put up with whatever they have to do it. So but it'll be interesting, and we'll see a bunch of people we haven't seen for a while.
I heard there's a lot of new faces from last year that are I've heard are on the IHRA now. So
there's a lot of new faces.
Yeah, old faces. Well, new to them, but they're old faces to us. So.
Like who? Bob Teague and all the old race guys.
Some people from our team last year. Do you know who the IHRA Food and Bev is now?
The who?
The IHRA Food and Bev?
No.
Andrew Hubble.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Who is it?
Andrew, yeah. Yeah, good for him. They probably made a swap. Make me food and beverage, and I'll loan you my TV. No, and Andrew's good. He's a good dude, and again, everybody has to make their own decisions and do what they need to do. I wouldn't hold it against anybody. I heard Elias and old James, and there's all kinds of people been sucked up by HRA. And again, grass isn't always greener. We'll see how it all runs out. And hell, they may have the greenest grass on the planet, and that'll make it all better for all of us. So let's see how it goes. Might be
Yeah.
the best thing since sliced bread.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Okay. Now you guys can practice in your sleep till you can get in the boat.
Hopefully it'll be done soon. I
Do you
mean,
Yeah.
dream? Do you dream about it at night or not? Is it like Christmas? You just can't wait.
yeah. I mean, I texted my dad 2 days ago, and I was like, "When's the boat gonna be here?" And I was still in bed, and he was like, "It's 20 minutes away." So I got right out of bed, wash it.
I'd say you're a little excited.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Any questions you have for the master of disaster, Parker Lindsey?
Yo, bro, are you coming to St. Pete? I hear you're coming to races.
I'm planning on going to St. Pete. Cody's going.
So you're gonna be riding with me and Neil tomorrow. Is what I.
Oh, am I? No.
Rick just gave me approval to take one of the boats. So Owen or Cameron, you guys got to flip a coin.
Well,
For what?
that's not our boat.
Yeah. Well, that's the end of the sermon by the insurance preacher. He really didn't do any preaching today. He just asked the young bucks a bunch of stupid questions, but they had good answers. So anyway, thanks for jumping on here. I know you came because Parker was invited. That's why we invited him.
Yeah. Have to bring the followers, big influence. You're right behind me though, so probably pass me up here soon. Okay.
Thanks, guys.
See ya.
Thank you guys.
Thanks.